Ready?
Yeah.
Oh, hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Doing It with Jason. I'm Jason, and today I will be showing you how to construct magical floating shelves.
What?
It's gonna be awesome, so stick around and watch. We throw cards.
Doing it with Jason.
Oh, hey up there. Here is our diagram of a floating shelf. So it consists of 6 parts. We've got the top, the bottom, the front, the left, and the right, depending on which way you're looking at it and which way it's going. So basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna make one that's 24 inches wide by 8 inches deep by 2.5 inches tall. And that's gonna leave us we're using 3/4 ply here and here, so that's gonna leave us with a 1-inch cleat to be able to mount. You would mount this to the wall, and then this part of the shelf would just basically slip right over it, and maybe just fasten it with a couple of nails or maybe a screw or two, and you'll be all set. Here is a lovely list of items that you might find handy for this job.
Screw gun,
Wood glue,
Vroom vroom, a sander.
an appropriately sized clamp,
a fancy nail gun,
wood filler,
stain,
Or paint!
Step right up to our magical cut list. We have 2 pieces of 8-inch by 2.5 by 3/4 solid wood. That will be your left and your right. So then we will have 1 piece, 24 inches by 2.5 by 3/4 solid. That will be your front piece that we will miter together. Then you will have your 2 pieces of 22.5 by 7.25 by 3/4 plywood, which will be your top and your bottom. Why is it 7.25, not 8 inches? Well, you got to deduct the 3/4 inch front, that is solid, and then you end up with 7.25. That was math. Now, finally, you need a 1-inch piece of 22 3/8 by 3/4 plywood for your cleat. Why is it 22 3/8, not 22.5? Well, that's a good question. The reason is you want to leave a little play there. You don't want it to be snug as a bug, you want it to be loose as a goose. So let's get this thing kicked in the butt.
Alright guys, so I'm cutting my side pieces. So what I want to do is set it against the fence of the miter saw, and then I'm going to cut my 45s. Let's have it set on 45, and here we go. So we've got the top, the bottom, the left, the right, and the back little cleat hidden in here. And this is the top piece I'm holding up. It's not floating, it's my hand. Alright, so we're going to do a little dry fit here just to make sure everything is nice and good and works out. So, you know, you're going to have this, what's going to happen is you're going to have a cavity here, and that is where your cleat's going to go and slip on for, you know, basically hanging it. But you don't put that in yet, we're just making sure it all fits. We got our front piece, and then we have our side pieces, and everything looks like it's gonna work. All right, we are ready to glue this bad boy up and hang it in my little one's room. She's gonna be real excited to be getting this one. Now, what you're gonna do is take some glue, and it doesn't matter if you start top, bottom, you know, just do top or bottom. So basically, you run a strip of glue on here, and what I usually do is get nice and dirty, and you just kind of want to wipe it all over the place. You want a nice even glue spread, because if you don't, then, you know, it just looks like you know what you're doing more so when you do this. When someone's up there like, whoa, look at that, he's rubbing that in. I don't do that. That's cool. So just do this. So now I'm going to want to set up my 45s. Make sure they're nice and centered or even. If they're a little big or a little small, you don't want to be a little small. But a little big is okay sometimes. These are right on. So really you're just going to want to, you know, get that really close. You're going to flush this out. The solid wood with the plywood, you want it, you know, just nice and even so you don't have to sand so much. And my gun is not loaded, so hey, let's do that real quick. And then we're just going to put a nail. So typically I'll do that, and I'll just space them out maybe every 5 inches or so. Just the less holes, the less fill you will need, and the better it will look. Alrighty guys, so now we're ready to do either, you know, you can look at it this way, it might be easier. So now we're ready to do our side pieces. You're going to want to glue both sides at once, and the 45 piece on the solid wood. Just wipe it all in. Hopefully for your sake we're fast forwarding right now. If not, well, you know, hey, this is cool, right? So then we're doing that, and now you can either lay it down, I'm going to leave it standing forward just so you guys can see. And then you're going to bring the 45 in to that, and get this nice and squished up here. And then put a few nails in it. This is gonna have to be cut. This is. All right, set that over, and we'll be right back after a word from our sponsors. Do we have sponsors? Alright guys, so what I'm doing here is just clamping it up to make sure, you know, just to hide all the gaps. Close them suckers up, not really hide anything, just closing things up. That way we use less nails. Oh wow, that's heavy. Just be sure to use clamps that are way too big for the job, like I always do. They do make shorter ones, but why would you need that?
Rolling.
Alrighty, whether you're painting this sucker when it's done or you're staining it, you're gonna wanna fill them holes. Those holes will show up faster than a freaking 40-cent hooker when you have a $1 bill. I just made that up, I was gonna keep going with it. So you're gonna just grab some normal wood filler and you're gonna wanna just, you know, putty those suckers up. Just continue that around all the sides and then we will be ready to sand it. That didn't make any sense. Alright guys, this amazing floating shelf is ready to be sanded. All the glue's dry, the putty's dry, we are ready to go. You're gonna grab your orbital sander, put some 80 grit on it, and go to town. Alright guys, this amazing great floating shelf is all at 80. Now we're gonna go to 120. Alright guys, so the 120 is all done. We're gonna move on to 180. Just make sure you have your dust mask. It starts getting a little dusty after sanding for so long. Just have that nearby and you're ready to go. Alright guys, so what we have here in front of us is a wall. We're gonna hang our shelf. We are ready. I got the cleat, I pre-drilled 2 holes. You can either pre-drill with a drill and a drill bit, or I just used the screws, went through them just to clean them out and blah blah blah, ready to go. So you're gonna put it on your wall. You're gonna wanna level it so you can get a level, which I don't have one here. Here we'll pretend. And then, you know, you're gonna use the level. It's gonna tell me if I'm off or not. Now I'm gonna wanna move it around. So then, you know, once you find level, you are going to screw it into the wall. Hey, can you throw this to me? Chuck it. Alright, so you take your shelf, you pre-drill 2 holes if you want to use screws. The backside's hollow, it will slip right over this thing. Put your screw gun there with the screw in it, and you are secure. There's the other one. And get the second one. Now, these don't take a lot of weight. You don't want to just go, you know, hang on these things. This isn't a monkey bar. It is a bookshelf, most likely, or a spray can holder, or a pitcher holder, or anything you can think of that's not that heavy. This is annoying. Is this worth it, or should I take this off? Okay. Alright guys, we're ready to paint this thing. I like to paint it in place because you can get to all 5 sides, there's the math again, at once. So it's a lot better and easier and quicker. You don't have to flip it and all that stuff. Or you could stand it up. Yeah, I guess that would work too. So yeah, I'm just going to use some spray paint. What you want to do is you want to clean off the shelf a little. Get any debris off of it. Maybe blow it off. We don't have one back here. And then yeah, just start spraying it.
300051.
Look in the camera. And there you have it. Just there. So yeah, it was very simple. Something you can do in a matter of, you know, a couple of minutes, hours, however you want. Take your time. If you like this video, please, you know, like the little button down there, check it, touch it, something, and, you know, subscribe. But for now, here is what not to do.